Things are getting very interesting for your Seattle Seahawks this offseason. We have plenty to discuss here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further in today's show, I want to make sure not only that you are subscribed to the channel, but also you're part of the NOTI gang. Those are the folks that have their notifications turned on, and they're the first to know when we have new content here on the channel. If you're part of the NOTI gang, spam NOTI gang in the comments section and hit that NOTI bell so you're the first to know when we have our new videos, whether it's breaking news, maybe you want to be a part of a live show and send in questions for our next mailbag segment. Maybe you just want to be the first one to watch our videos on the channel. Whatever it may be, subscribe now for free, turn on notifications, lock us in, and you'll be glad you did. All right, let's begin with Adam Baum with a $5 super chat. Thoughts on Riq Woolen? I know a lot of people want to trade Riq. I'm not on that boat. I would bring Riq back. I think this is a prove-it year for Riq Woolen. I expected more out of him. I was a little disappointed of what we saw from Riq Woolen this past season, but I haven't given up the faith on Riq Woolen yet. This is a make-or-break year for him when it comes to trying to get that long-term contract extension. But here's another reason why, Adam, that I am in the camp of not trading Riq Woolen. You have a bigger problem next to him at the other outside corner spot. You got Devin at the nickel spot. You got Riq at the outside corner spot. Josh Jobe, I liked as a story of getting the practice squad promotion, and we weren't expecting anything from Josh Jobe at all. But with that said, Josh Jobe should be a backup corner. He cannot be your starting outside corner next year. That can't happen. You need to get somebody next to Riq. You got a bigger problem than Riq right now, and that's replacing Josh Jobe. Adam, thanks for the question. James with a $6 super chat writes in. Cut Dre, Nwosu, Noah, Gino, keep Myers, and Lockett. Restructure him 2 years so he retires the Seahawks. All right, let's go through these one by one because we got a lot of names here. Trayvon Jones, absolutely. Uchenna Nwosu, yes. Noah Fant, yes. Gino, no. I'm not cutting Gino. I'm not even trading Gino for that matter. He's going to be coming back. You don't have any better options at the quarterback position. As I said earlier in the week, Gino is year to year at this point. And for this upcoming season, you need Gino back. Yes, keep Jason Myers. Stop thinking with your heart. Think with your head here, folks. It doesn't make any sense to pay Tyler Lockett $30 million next year. And I don't see him wanting to take a pay cut either when someone else is going to be willing to pay him more money. I think Tyler Lockett's out of here. Thank you for that, James. Dan the Man Miller with a $20 super chat. What is the update on the OC search? If you mentioned it already, I just got here. Well, Dan, we're recording this on our live show on Wednesday. And as of Wednesday, there is not any updates. Who knows? Maybe by the time you're watching this, they may have hired somebody at this point in time. But this is the slowest offensive coordinator search of all time. They are being very patient about this. Seems like Fraley's a pretty decent candidate. Kubiak's a decent candidate. Several others here. I don't know who they're going to hire. I wish I had a better answer for you, but this search is wide open at this point. We'll see where it goes. Where's Big Tex? They call him Big Tex. Do you think the Seahawks will re-sign Ernest Jones? Yes. Yes, I do think they will re-sign Ernest Jones. It will not be cheap, but as was the situation with Leonard Williams last offseason, when you made the trade for Leonard Williams at the deadline, you made a commitment at that point forward. No matter the cost, we've already committed. We have to bring him back because we've given up too much already. The same can be said about this Ernest Jones situation. There's no going back at this point. You already gave up a fourth-round pick. You already gave up Jerome Baker. You have to bring back Ernest Jones. And this defense was drastically different with Ernest Jones. And I don't want to go to bed at night with nightmares about what this Seahawks defense would be in 2025 without Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones, the numbers didn't even tell the full story with what he did. I mean, this guy was flying all over the field. He was doing everything that was asked of him. He was exactly what Mike Macdonald was looking for in an inside linebacker, and I think he can be the leader of this defense for a very long time. I think they're going to find a way, and I think they very well might get a deal done even before free agency officially begins I'm pretty confident there. Will the Seahawks re-sign Ernest Jones? I am going to give you two options here. You can either type Y for yes or in for no. Weigh in and let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered. The NFL playoffs are here. I know the Hawks aren't in it, but maybe you're thinking about going to the NFC Championship, the AFC Championship, or the big game. Game Time has got tickets for that. They also got tickets in the Seattle area to see the Kraken, whether it's other sporting events, concerts, theater productions. They got all of that, folks. I've made some great memories going to NFL playoff games. Took my dad to a playoff game a couple of years ago. He had a great time. You can make a lifetime's worth of memories by getting tickets with Game Time. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. They have their customize your spot feature where you can find the best spot for you. They have their seat views. So you can get that 3D effect. Here's all you got to do. Choose the event you want to go to. Price is listed. Choose your seat. Then from there, you're checking out. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. I mentioned earlier they got the lowest price guarantee. Well, they really mean that, folks, because if you find a better price elsewhere, Game Time will actually credit you 110% of the difference. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and in the description of today's video. Fan of Tyler Jones? Well, there's at least one. Is there any reason to keep Uchenna Nwosu around? No, there's not. There's not any reason to keep Uchenna Nwosu around here in 2025 and beyond. And the simplest reason is you can't rely on him. He can't stay healthy. And last time I checked, as you get older, it doesn't get better when it comes to health. Why am I supposed to sit here and magically believe that Uchenna Nwosu is going to take those painkiller shots or whatever he needs to do to stay on the football field when it hasn't happened? I think you have to move on from Uchenna Nwosu. He hasn't stayed healthy, and even when he's been out there, the production hasn't been there like it used to be. A few years ago, he led this team in sacks, but he's looked like a shade of his former self. And you got some young options. Got Boye Mafe, got Derek Hall. I think you're going to draft some more pass rushers, too. I think you got to say bye to Uchenna Nwosu. I think he is gone as far as that goes. Should the Seahawks cut Uchenna Nwosu? Weigh in, let us know. Type C for cut, K for keep. Let us know in that comment section below if they should cut Nwosu or not. All right, I got time for a couple more questions here. Let's get to our next question in the mailbag. And this one, here it goes, folks, is from Vanessa. Do you think Matthew Golden and JSN would be a deadly duo? I like Matthew Golden. I do. I think Matthew Golden's a terrific talent from the University of Texas. JSN, he and together, I think it'd be very good. You're going to have to find a receiver in this draft to replace Tyler Lockett. But I am on the anti-trading DK Metcalf trade. If you're looking for Matthew Golden to replace DK Metcalf, they ain't going to work. He's not the same receiver. It's not even the same body build and all that. He does different things. Golden with JSN, Golden is your number 3 receiver. I'm all ears to that, but not at the cost of losing DK. But I do like Matthew Golden as a possibility. Raw Hector writes in, what do you think about the possibility of a co-OC with the Lions offensive line coach? This is the NFL. No one needs to do the co-OC thing. That's a college thing. I don't even like it in college, all right? You guys know. I have been a lifelong Oklahoma Sooners fan. I saw what happened when they've tried to have co-OCs. This past year, you had Seth Luttrell with Joe John Finley, and one guy was calling plays, and then they fired one OC, and then they promoted Joe John Finley. It doesn't even work in college. Why would that work in the NFL? I like the idea of Fraley coming in, but you only need one OC. You don't need a co-OC. I don't think that makes sense. But Roy Hector, thanks for the question. Last one. Ben writes in, if we do trade DK, we better get a first-round pick in 3-round O-line players. I hate to break it to you, but no way DK's coming for a first-round pick. Wide receiver market has dwindled a lot from what it was even a few years ago. If you traded DK a few years ago, you could have gotten a first-round pick. That time is come and gone. You're going to get maybe a second and a fifth. Best case scenario, yeah, you're not getting a first-round pick. You do need more linemen. We know that. But you're not going to get what you hope for with that first-round pick. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV.